all, I want to say thank you so much. It's an honor to be here. Very quickly, if you currently work in the state's attorney's office, just stand up. I believe in introducing yourself to the people and where you are.
I am Monica Coop. I'm actually the Southwest District Community Liaison for the office. One of the things that I do is I help to connect people to service. When that crime happens on the streets, I'm the one who steps in and try to make sure the family get connected for relocation, for therapy, to help with their children. So we are the people who are boots on the ground, helping to connect the state's attorney's office and those people who are victims. And we also, just show up. And I'm here, even though, like I said, I'm from over west. But I'm here because of sound legislation. Wherever there's good sound legislation that particularly affects black folks, I ain't afraid to say that, I'm going to be there. I appreciate my boss. I appreciate you guys.
What longer is it? Again, I'm Jasmine Collins. It's so nice to see some familiar faces and some of my favorite wisdom filled districts. And I cover Eastern District.
She's for the East Side.
And my name is Donovan Hutchins, so I work in the state's attorney. I deal with legislation, and I'm the grant administrator for the office, still the physical player.
So I just want to counsel the people that your tax dollars pay for. I'm going to try to be pretty quickly. The three main issues that people ask. Oh, we also have my communication director, James Bentley, over there. So the three main things that I talked about that are very important to me and that I'm looking for this year. Number one is the infrastructure state's attorney's office. We got a lot of vacancies, openings, things like that. Thus far, we've hired about 15 new lawyers in a number of different positions. We've hired a brand new victim witness coordinator. The governor gave that office about $2 million, about $1.7 million was yet to be spent. So we realized the way that we were reaching out with our victim witness and what was going on, we needed to retrain the individuals that have those positions, hire other individuals, and make sure that when a crime happens, we're there at the very beginning to try to move people a lot quicker so that if they want to be witnesses and things like that, then we have them in a safe position and things. So we're moving in that direction. We're also making sure that we're looking at retraining these prosecutors. We're having to hire a lot of young prosecutors, but unfortunately, some of them are still in school. We're interviewing and some of them work with judges. So right now, to be honest, we're probably about 50 prosecutors may be down still, but hopefully by the end of the year when they graduated, when they pass the bar, then we can go ahead and hopefully hire them. And this is the process, but through the training process, we're redoing the infrastructure. We have the district court judges saying on Friday, starting March 3rd, there'll be no court on Friday afternoon. So these young prosecutors, we can just have directed training time with them because it takes time to learn how to be a prosecutor. One of the things that I ran on that you supported me with says, I'm focused on illegal guns. Guns, 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 guns. I'm getting criticized because I'm focusing on guns, and they say, well, you didn't listen to the data, you listened to the people. Yeah, I'm listening to the people, because y'all the ones living in the neighborhood with the guns. So I'm focused on a sense of urgency. I also listen to the data. The data says wraparound services. We're going to give you the wraparound services. But right now, we're going to sit you down so we get your attention so you're not shooting and killing each other. Sometimes you just have to sit them down to get their attention. So one of the things I did, I want to thank a number of individuals. First, I want to talk about House Bill 41, which says if you have a legal handgun, what it does, first of all, it makes the law similar to if you're between 18 and 20, you have an illegal handgun, you're looking at 5 years in jail and $10,000 fine, 18 and 20. But if you're 21 and above, you're only looking for 3 years for that same gun. That's not fair. So I want to make the law fair for everybody. But I'll also sit down and say, now let's look at the data. Because the data says, this is a report from our Johns Hopkins University, that says gun violence reduction. Let's focus on the people that cause the violence. Let's bring them in. Let's sit them down. Let's talk about the harsh penalty. Well, 3 years seems like it's a harsh penalty, but in 2016 we had the Justice Reinvestment Act. And what that says is that if you're caught and charged and have to do time on a misdemeanor, which where carrying and transporting a legal handgun is, you only do 25% of your time, which means that's 8 months. So, look, I was a criminal defense attorney 20 years, so you understand, I understand what's going on in that world. And what I do understand is individuals with legal handguns have made a decision, well, this is 8 months. It's gonna take me 6, 7, 8 months to get my case heard, so it's time served. So how can we really go ahead with the data and talk about we're gonna inform them of harsh penalties if it's just a time served? So now the only thing I've asked to say is let's move it to 5 years. It's same for everybody. And now 5 years instead of 8 months, it's really now maybe 15 months. It doesn't seem like a lot, but what it does say is I potentially could go to the Division of Correction. But what I also say is this. I recognize we need to wrap around services. I don't want these people carrying guns who sometimes do it for merited reasons to just have the criminal conviction forever. If you could go ahead and for 3 years, once you've been convicted, now you're home, let's deal with your educational needs. Work with you, hopefully get a GED. Let's make sure you get a job. Let's deal with those, because it's working together. If you do that for 3 years, no new convictions, I'll bring you back. It was called probation before judgment. Now you can expunge your record. So it's something that you also are earning. And so I must say House Bill 41, one of the co-sponsors, is the delegate. Awesome. As well. But on the Senate side, it's co-filed by. So it's also working together. And the last thing I do want to talk about is these low-level quality of life crimes that everybody is really, it's a neighborhood. When I got sworn in on January 3rd, I said, look, the police commissioner, I said the police have the opportunity to enforce any laws on books. And they do. And that's important because what it does, also some of these individuals may be standing, loitering, trespassing, having guns, so the police now have the opportunity to do it constitutionally. That's the important part, constitutionally. So what I also have to be honest, we're not in a position to do that right now. The reason is because we don't have enough prosecutors to prosecute those crimes. And we just don't want to go ahead and start locking people up and putting them in jail. So what we've started to do, we've now talked to the courts, we've talked to the judge, we've talked to the stakeholders. Now starting probably at the beginning of next month, we're going to sit down with those stakeholders, a big group, to figure out how we can divert these individuals, these low-level crimes. We ain't trying to just put people in jail because you're loitering, trespass, because you're on drugs. We want to divert you to the right programs. We want to make sure that you get those wraparound services. You're being held accountable. But we're not trying to just give you a criminal record. We're trying to do it in a way that makes the community safer, that people are held accountable, those wraparound services. Our goal is to have this set in place by sometime in spring. So when the summer comes and people are out there and they're loitering and trespassing, doing those things, when the police come, now there's a direction to divert them. Hopefully it's a citation they write. But if the police recognize there's an individual that continuously doesn't want to do what they ask them to, what the law says, eventually the police are going to have to do what they have to do. Because at the end of the goal, you hired me, elected me, because I'm worried about your public safety. I hear you. Give me some time. We're working on it. I've been here 48, 49 days. A lot of issues going on, but I understand this. At the end of the day, I work for you. So thank you.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. What is your current relationship with the police department? Because I'm not sure, but I don't see my Eastern District representative here. So since we're talking about crime and security, it's a very important piece for me. So I'd just like to know what your ongoing relationship with the police department and how you guys are working together to support us.
The question was, what is my current, I guess, State Attorney's Office, current relationship with the police department? How do we build that relationship? The first things I did when I got sworn in, I went to a roll call, talked to the police, looked the police in the eye, and said, look, I support you. But if you do wrong, I'm going to prosecute you. But I support you. I do recognize the difference between a mistake and the difference between doing some intention. You know, people also from my background, I represented Sergeant Alicia White and Freddie Gray Matter, and I played a major role in the gun trace task force exposing that police corruption. I sued the police many, many times in my private life. But what I've done is this. Sat down with the police commissioner, first time ever, the police commissioner's executive team and my executive team sat down